We're looking ahead to the middleweights as Alimkhanuly is looking for a real challenge. And the question is, does he want to face Hamza Sheeraz or no? The two camps are in negotiations, and since October 23rd, they have been looking and pressing to make some type of a deal for the WBO champion to defend against Hamza. The fact that November 4th was an extension date deadline and we have yet to hear anything means that there's an opportunity for something to still happen, and Hamza Sheeraz can bring his record of 21-0 with 17 KOs into the mix against a champion like Janibek. Many people feel that that's a huge step up for Hamza because as he has faced other opposition with the likes of Emma Williams, he hasn't really fought the type of fight that would place him in the consideration for a world title shot against the likes of Janibek. However, if he doesn't face Janibek, there are other champions that he could look toward, like Erislandy Lara, the elder statesman of the middleweight division, and or Carlos Adames. Adames may be the dark horse in that negotiating ploy because Sheeraz's camp may feel that he might be the most vulnerable of champions between the two, meaning Janibek and Lara. Now, Alimkhanuly is 16-0 with 11 KOs and is looking for a stiffer challenge. As he fought in early October, he thought that he would have a chance before the end of the year to make a type of deal against someone like Hamza Sheeraz to really stake his claim in the middleweight division as a world champion by way of a real challenge. Most of the fighters that he's faced up to this point have not been able to last against him. Some bowing out early before the mid-rounds and others just not measuring up. The picture that Sheeraz presents is a different type of a fighter at 6'3" and extremely long reach in the division. He seems to bring power and he seems to bring the type of reputation that could bring heat with a promotion. He's fought on several of the Riyadh season cards and people know him from that, and they are anxious to see what's next when it comes from this young man looking for a world title shot. Top Rank Boxing, whom has been promoting Janibek, is looking for some type of challenge that could bring stardom to the Kazakhstan fighter. Excuse me, a little tongue-tied there. And this could be the case. Some people think it could be a little too soon for Sheeraz, but I believe that it's just the type of challenge that's needed. Since we have Maul Charlo, a former champion who's kind of off to the wayside right now, and some of the others in the division are just kind of milling about waiting for a title shot, this could bring some fire to the division, the likes of Janibek and Sheeraz. And I look at it as a 50-50 type fight. I have not been totally sold on Janibek, though he has been much more of a bruising, defending titleist, but against questionable opposition. When I saw Sheeraz, I began to take note of what the old day fighters like Tommy Hearns would bring to a ring, and he seems to have something similar. Now, when he faced Emma Williams, he did get rocked by a shot, but that was something that was more of a, he kind of was not focused at that instance and it nailed him. And then when he began to focus and dial in, things went south for Williams very quickly. I do believe he's a quick study here, and he learned his lesson in that situation, and he wouldn't fall asleep against the likes of a Zanabek, who has that reputation of going in there and destroying opponents. The one factor that Zanabek can have that will favor him is the fact that he works with the likes of Ronnie Shields, and that's a trainer that can help him get beyond certain circumstances if you have troubles that arise during the match. Sheeraz is looking for a world title shot, and he is going to get one sometime in early 2025, but we're just not certain who it could come against. If it happens to be Zanabek, I think that that's the best fight that can be made in the middleweight division presently, because there are just men who are ready to put on a show and others who are questionable whether or not they will show up. And this is the type of fight that will be a crowd-pleasing fight. Both are men who will engage. Both are men who punch with the desire to destroy the opponent. It's just a matter of whose will be up to the task. Sometimes the skills come into play, sometimes the will comes into play. But either way, with these two men, you are bound to get an exciting match. Negotiations are still ongoing. They have not said that the fight is not going to take place, but I am just anxious to hear the news, because I will be looking for excitement in the middleweight division once again. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about these two fighters, and if they can get it on in 2025, who do you have? Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.